Morning, dear students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture of the subject Human Resource Management, we will be studying the content fringe benefits, okay, its meaning and features. Okay, see uh, what is fringe benefit, okay, or why it is used into human resource management, okay, and why an organization as well as the employer he should be caring about fringe benefits, and what are the benefits of applying fringe benefits into his organization. All these things we will be going through in today's lecture. Okay, first of all, let's start. What is fringe benefit? Okay, fringe benefits refers to those benefits and services that are extended by the employer to his or her employee over and above their wages and salaries, such as housing facility, transportation facility, subsidized meals, medical care, paid holidays, insurance cover, etc. Okay, see, fringe benefits. What are the fringe benefits? Fringe benefits include all those benefits which are provided, yes, which are provided by whom? By the employer. To whom? To the employee. Okay, and in excess to wages or salaries which he pays to the employee. Okay, see what is the gist? Yes, okay, yes, who pays to whom? Yes, the employer pays, okay, some benefits and services in excess to wages and salaries which are paid to the employees. Okay, what are the examples of fringe benefits? Yes, the housing facility, the transportation facility, okay, then subsidized meals, medical care, okay, paid holidays, okay, and the insurance covers. All these things, they are included in fringe benefits and many more things. Okay, now why fringe benefits? Okay, why fringe benefits they are given to the employees? Okay, is it needed? Okay, let's see. Besides basic compensation and incentives, employees are provided various types of benefits and services by the organization. These benefits and services, they are not linked to employees productivity but are provided to different classes of employees, either as a matter of statutory requirement or on voluntary basis, or combination of both. Okay, such benefits, they are also called by various names such as fringe benefits, employee welfare, wage supplement, sub wages, supplementary compensation, social security, etc. However, the term fringe benefits is more common in practice. Okay, the term fringe benefits has not been defined precisely because the things that are included in this category show great variation. Some of the items that are covered by statutory provisions, while many of others they are provided voluntarily. Okay, literally the meaning of the term fringe itself is marginal. Okay, so the question arises whether the statutorily required benefits should be included in the category of fringe benefits or not. Okay, as the nature of fringe benefits, it differs from country to country. Okay, means from country to country different things can be included in the concept of fringe benefits. Okay, see, these benefits, that is the fringe benefits, nowadays they are becoming very important in today's scenario. Rather, they form an integral part of the compensation package of an organization. Okay, the various types of fringe benefits protect employees from risk that could better their health and financial security. They provide coverage for sickness, injury, unemployment, and old age, and even death. Okay, so all these benefits, they are included into fringe benefits. Okay, so literally, what is fringe benefit? Okay, fringe benefits are all the benefits which are provided by the employer to the employee. Okay, why they are provided? Yes, they are not provided as a part of productivity of the employee, but they are provided voluntarily or statutorily by the employer to the employee, so that somewhere the employee will be satisfied while working with you. Okay, see, management is concerned with attracting and keeping employees whose performance meet at least minimum levels of acceptability, and keeping absenteeism and turnover to moderate levels. The provisions of benefits and services can be and are important in maintaining the employees and reducing or keeping turnover and absenteeism low. It is important to take that in note that financial incentives are paid to specific employees whose work is above standard. Okay, employee benefits and services, on other hands, are available to all employees based on their membership in the organization. The purpose of such benefits and services is to retain people in the organization and not to stimulate them to greater effort and higher performance. Okay, they foster loyalty and act as a security base for the worker. Okay, see why this fringe benefits they are provided to the employee. See, nowadays what is common? Okay, if the employees they are not satisfied with your organization, what they do? Yes, they switch over towards other organization. And if the switchover is constant, frequently, okay, then it is not good for your organization, right? Okay, because your productivity will be badly affected if a good employee he switch overs to another organization, right? So okay, uh, to attract and also retain the employees, okay, to keep their absenteeism and turnover ratio at moderable level, such type of fringe benefits they are provided in excess to wages and salary whichever you are offering to that person. Okay, so let's see some of the definitions of fringe benefits. Okay, according to Employers Federation of India, what is fringe benefit? Fringe benefits include payment for non-working time, profits and bonus, legally sanctioned payments on social security schemes, workmen's compensation, welfare cess, and the contribution made by the employers under such voluntary schemes as cater for the post-retirement, medical, educational, cultural, and recreational needs of workmen. The term also includes the monetary equivalent of free lighting, water, fuel, etc., which are provided for workers, and subsidized housing and related services. Okay, see, what are the fringe benefits? Yes, just review it. Fringe benefits are all the benefits and services provided by the employer to the employee. Okay, for, yes, for ensuring or for retaining people in the organization. Okay, but it doesn't aim to stimulate them to greater effort and higher performance. Okay, so see, it includes some of the insurance policies. Okay, it includes some of the pension schemes. Okay, it includes some of the bonuses and all. Okay, it includes payment for vacations also. Okay, means you can, okay, if your employee is on vacation, usually what was our practice in traditional days? Okay, if your employee is on vacation or holidays, okay, you are supposed to cut their salary, cut their wages for those days, is it? But nowadays, okay, nowadays what has happened, okay, even though your employees they are on vacation, still if you pay for them for that time, okay, it will be included in fringe benefits. Okay, even if you pay for the lunch periods and all those things, okay, still they can be included in fringe benefits. Okay, let's see why or with what objectives, okay, such type of fringe benefits it is given. See, fringe benefits they are provided considering certain fundamental practices. Okay, see, to keep in line with the prevailing practices of offering benefits and services which are given by the similar concerns. Okay, see what happens. Okay, see, you are not the one organization who is hiring employees. Okay, in your industry, in the market environment, there are number of organizations who have hired the employees, okay, who work into your product line. Okay, there are a number of people who have established their organization, who have employed the employees, okay, and who are running successfully in the market. Okay, now if they have adopted such type of policies, if they have such type of fundamental practices, basic practices, yes, you are supposed to follow those practices into your organization also. Okay, you are supposed to, yes, practice those benefit. Okay, you are supposed to offer such type of benefits and services to your employees also, or else what will happen, yes, your employee will compare your organization with their organization, and if they think that, okay, by working for the same hours, if, okay, I will be getting more benefits in that organization, yes, let's switch over to that organization. Okay, so such type of, if you want to retain your employee, then yes, what you should be doing, yes, you should be keen at looking at other concerns and adopting the practices which are prevailing into their organization. Okay, then to recruit and retain the best personnel. Okay, see, you have certain key persons into your organization, or there are certain employees who are having some of the distinct quality. Okay, or you might be having the skilled employees into your organization, okay, who are sharp at their work. Okay, if you want to recruit or attract such kind of people, okay, who do have distinct qualities, who are dynamic in nature, who are creative in nature, and you want to retain this employee, okay, you want to ensure that these people will be working with you for so long period of time. Okay, then what is important, yes, you are supposed to give a best treatment to these people, and this best treatment can be given, okay, by offering certain benefits and services to these employees. Okay, then next one is needs of the employees and protect them. Okay, see, why the fringe benefits are provided, what is the next objective, yes, to provide for the needs of employees and protect them against certain hazards of life, particularly those which an individual cannot himself provide for. Okay, see, whenever we consider employees, okay, what are their needs, yes, you are supposed to understand what are their needs, then you are supposed to protect them against certain hazards of life. For example, see, why do you provide insurance cover to the employees, why insurance cover is provided to the employees, okay, for example, accident insurance, is it, or personal sickness insurance, okay, personal accident and sickness insurance, why this insurance cover it is taken on the employees, Yes, to ensure their safety, right? Okay, if for example, okay, while working into your factory, if okay, while working into the your factory, okay, some of your employee gets injured. Okay, if some of your employee gets injured, who is responsible for this act? Okay, not you as well as not the employee, but okay, yes, the employee is required to do heavy expenditure to get recovered. Okay, or if that person is hospitalized, or if results into disablement, or if it results into his death, okay, what about the family members, or what about his dependents, right? Okay, considering this itself, you do provide them, yes, personal accident and sickness insurance, so that yes, the insurance company will be compensating these people or their dependents. Okay, so considering such type of motive itself, considering such type of motive itself, okay, the need of employees, it is assessed and they are protected from such type of uncertain events. Okay, then it is increase and improve employees morale. Okay, to increase and improve employees morale and create a helpful and positive attitude on the part of workers towards their employees is one of the objective of fringe benefits. See, whenever, okay, whenever the employee will be thinking about you, whenever you are providing fringe benefits or such type of insurance covers, okay, or you are paying even though these people are on vacation, okay, whenever you are providing them with this extra benefits, okay, how or what they will be thinking about you and your organization? Yes, this is my organization because, okay, the organization is caring about me, caring about is it my emotions and all those things. Okay, whenever they will be having this type of sense into their minds, what will happen? Yes, they will have positive attitude towards your organization, right? Okay, and even they will get motivated to work. Okay, they will like to come to your workplace, right? Okay, then dominant influence in the lives of its employees. Okay, see, to make the organization a dominant influence in the lives of its employees with a view to gaining their loyalty and cooperation itself, okay, fringe benefits does encourage them to become or to have great productive efforts. Okay, see, whenever you provide additional benefits to your employees, okay, how they will be feeling about you? Okay, they will be having positive attitude, right? Okay, through their positive attitude itself, they will give their 100% devotion and dedication towards accomplishment of the task whatsoever you provide to them. Okay, in turn, yes, you can ensure productivity from them, is it? Then organization's image. See, okay, whenever the general public or the society, they come to know that yes, you are caring about your employees or you are treating your employees in a good manner, okay, your organization's image in the eyes of public, it will be good. Okay, and it will be helpful for you to build up and improve your market position. Okay, and your product, whatsoever product which you produce through your organization or whatsoever product you do manufacture through your organization, it will be demanded easily by the public because you do have good image of your organization in the eyes of public. Okay, so these are the few objectives through which fringe benefits they are provided. Okay, even it maintains good industrial relations and also industrial peace because, okay, if your employee is satisfied with you, surely your and the employees relation, it will be good. You can reduce labor turnover, absenteeism rates, is it? Even your workers will be happy and they will participate in a good manner into your organization's production activity. Okay, it will also boost their morale. They will be motivated through it. Okay, so these are all the objectives why the fringe benefits they are provided. Okay, then let's see certain features of fringe benefits. Okay, see, fringe benefits, they are the additional benefits given to the employees. Okay, fringe benefits are the additional benefits which are given to the employees. Okay, see, they are extended to the employees in addition to their wages and salary. Okay, what is fringe benefit? Fringe benefits are the additional benefits, excessive benefits given by the employees by the employer. Okay, why they are given? Yes, they are extended or they are given to the employees in the addition to wages and salary to ensure, yes, to ensure their long term involvement into your organization. Okay, then it is a motivating factor. Okay, fringe benefit is a motivating factor, is it? Okay, see, fringe benefit does serve as a motivating factor. They stimulate the employees to improve their work performance as they make the employees work with enthusiasm. Okay, see, whenever the organization, it does provides some additional benefits, okay, in excess to the wages and the salaries. Okay, how the employees will be feeling? How the employees will be feeling? Yes, the employees will be very much satisfied, and surely, okay, whenever they will be working with you at the time, yes, a sense of satisfaction and contentment will always be there in their minds. Okay, and through this itself, okay, through this itself, repeatedly, how they will be saying, yes, I should be giving my 100% efforts towards completion of the task whichever is given to me. Okay, and surely the organization should be benefited through this. Okay, so it is quite a motivating factor. Fringe benefit is quite a motivating factors. Okay, then additional expenditure to the employer. Yes, see, okay, though the employees benefited, okay, though you or it benefits your organization, still it is an additional expenditure to the employee, because in excess to the wage and salary whichever you pay. Okay, in excess to the fair wage and salary whichever you pay to the employee, you are supposed to add certain benefits, right? Okay, and you can't avoid it. Okay, why you can't avoid it? Because, okay, your competitors or the concerned firms into your industries, they are providing this, right? Okay, and if you ignore it, if you don't provide it, then what will happen? Yes, there will be switchover of the employees, there will be labor turnover, or there will be increasing rate of the absenteeism. Okay, this can happen. Okay, and it will never be, okay, good for the organization's performance, right? So it is an additional benefit to the, sorry, it is an additional expenditure to the employer. Okay, then fringe benefits, they are made available to all the workers irrespective of their efficiency, because they are the benefits given to the workers for their service, their sickness, their problems, okay, whichever they face, okay, during the offering of the services. Okay, see, fringe benefits, they are not protective in nature, or they are not subjective. Okay, they are provided to each and every employee who is a part of the organization. For example, bonus. Okay, for example, insurance cover. Okay, these benefits, they are provided to each and every employee who is working into your organization. Okay, so it is not subjective in nature. Okay, whomsoever might be the employee of your organization, you are required to pay them this fringe benefits. Okay, then they increase the real income of the workers in the organization. Okay, they increase the real income of the workers in the organization. How? Yes, you provide them free medical facilities, you provide them free educations, okay, then low cost meals, low rent housing, etc. Okay, due to this somewhere, okay, their salary will not be expended for these things. Okay, so overall whenever we go through the concept of fringe benefits, yes, what is fringe benefit? Fringe benefit means all the benefits which are provided by the employer to the employee for, yes, okay, why they are paid to the employee in excess to wages or salary, so that to ensure their retainment, to ensure their, okay, less absenteeism, okay, such type of benefits they are provided to them. Okay, whether fringe benefit is needed to the employees, yes, the fringe benefits they are needed to the employees, because employees they do demand fringe benefits. Okay, because, okay, yes, your competitor is providing, so comparing your organization with their organization, the employee will definitely demand this. Okay, even the trade unions they do demand fringe benefits, because yes, some of the basic things you should be giving to the employees, for example the insurance cover. Okay, because, okay, by accepting the risk itself they are working into your factories, and if due to the accidents into your organization, if these employees they do suffer, okay, if they become disabled or anything, or it resulted into their death, what about the dependents and all? Okay, considering all these things, the trade union also demand fringe benefits. Okay, then it is needed as a part of social security. Even it improves the human relations. Okay, it improves the human relations. Okay, means your relations with the employees, it is increased due to this. Okay, so while concluding this content, okay, let's revise what is fringe benefits. Yes, fringe benefits refers to all those benefits provided by the employer to the employee, so as he can ensure retention of the employees. Okay, and the employees will be satisfied working with you. Okay, so that surely, yes, okay, it doesn't ensures productivity, but indirectly it ensures productivity of that employee. Okay, and it helps you to attain the organization's goals. Okay, so with this we do conclude today's lecture. Thank you.